So today we are going to be continuing to take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over on this fantasy map. In the last episode we saw the conclusion of the first colonial war. Yeah, I said first. We probably won't get into colonialism for a while now, but that was the end of the first colonial war. So I just drew up this peace treaty, so let's take a look at it. Starting up here, we have to go to the yellow team as they are extremely crippled. As we see here, they lost all of their land from, well, basically all of their land, because they used to own all of this land right there, and now they're just down to this little sliver in here, and are almost completely landlocked. Along with this, we do see that the brown country gets a little bit of land. However, the red team does not want them getting too strong, as if we go into the ideology layer, they are a fascist country, so they don't really want them getting too much power. But from this, we see a ton of countries coming out of the yellow team. Going over to the blue team now, we see that red team takes back very historic lands to them, as well as the orange team taking this little sliver and this major city right here, greatly weakening these guys. However, they do not lose much land, as you see right here. They have most of their country left. They only just lost this little part, so they are still pretty strong. But then up here, we see that the green team is completely split up. We see a red team forming over here. This was actually this rebellion that was right in here. But they decided to move themselves over here because this area is a little bit better than over here. But then we also saw this pink port city country forming, as well as this brand new purple country. We also see that the blue country gains two major ports right here. Anyway, we see that the brand new green team is right here, and it is under a different government. If I bring up the ideology layer, they are now a full-on monarchy. And we also see that the remaining green team fleed up here, and their color is slightly changed. Now heading over here, where there is the least amount of changes, we see, sorry, I had popcorn kernel stuck in my teeth. There, we see that the lime team gains a ton of land, most of their, like, core land. Like, if you remember in the earlier episodes of the series, they used to be on this island, and this capital city used to be their only capital city, this used to be their main capital city, but now they are located over here, so they do gain back some core lands. Right here we see the brown team forming right on this island, along with the blue team taking a little sliver and the cyan team taking a little sliver. But that is basically it for over here. Down here we see that the pink team is completely cooked, as they basically lose all of their land, and the red team comes in its place, along with the democratic one and the green landlocked country right here. Also, this little exclave that used to be a part of the pink team was split between the gold team and the purple team right here. But now for the colonies, we see that the green team's colony is split up into four major parts, or five actually. We see the red team forming over here, two brown teams, this blue country, and this purple one right here. As for the yellow teams, we see a yellow team forming along with the gray, lime, purple, and blue country. The yellow team's other colony now is a pink country, a lime country, brown, red, and blue country. Down here we see the purple team, the blue team, the gray country, the gold team, and the yellow team forming just in this area. And then the elephant in the room, a ginormous fascist green team. If we go to we see the fascist green team taking over a ton of lands. They are huge now, and they also have a little puppeted state over here, being a fascist, like, semi-puppet, if you want to call it that. But now we're going to do brand new power rankings, as these are all very, very outdated. Well, especially after the war, but these are all outdated, and, well, at least a few of them are, so we are going to have to fix them. Number one is still the pink team. Their empire is still huge, Even after that second Alteronian War, they are very, very powerful. So they are still number 1. At number 2, no surprise, it is still the blue team. However, at number 3, it gets a little tricky, as the yellow team is, of course, a little bit stronger than the others, but the number 3 goes to the yellow team, and the dark blue team down here. These guys are also pretty powerful after that war, mainly because the stronger countries are now severely weakened, so they take that 3rd place spot as well. At number 4, we have the red team. They have grown a ton in strength, now controlling these areas, and now their navy is pretty, well, no, I shouldn't say pretty, they are really strong. At number 5, it is actually the dark green team down here. They have grown very strong, very quickly. After that first war, they gained like millions of people, so now they are very strong. Number 6 is actually the orange team down here. They are really big, and we'll talk about them in a second as well. At number 7, we have the lime team. These guys are pretty strong after that war, and they get the number 7 spot. Number 8 goes over to this green team. They are pretty strong now, just because of this whole war. Like, all the big countries are probably moving up now because of the war, because the top 5 powers over on this island are now gone. At number 9, we actually have a tie between the red country right here, and actually they are the 2nd country, but the country that is right next to them is actually the gold team. These guys, they are getting really powerful now. I mean, I think they were actually the 8th spot, but these guys, like this colony right here is very popular. So, or this isn't colonies. This country is very popular, and the gold team is also pretty popular. So, yeah, they're in the same spot. But then at number 10, we actually see the dark blue team down here taking the lead instead of the yellow team. And also, we have to do some more stuff over here. Like, literally nothing has happened. So, we'll come back over here. But yeah, those are our brand new power rankings. But just like I said, coming back down here to this continent, we are actually going to be seeing some stuff happening, specifically being exploration, as we have done no exploration over here in this continent. We see this pretty large lake getting discovered, and they also go over here to the other side of the continent, thanks to the help of the yellow team. The yellow team is still a very strong country over here, not the pink team, because the pink team would absolutely whoop everyone down here. But, yeah, they do very good at exploring, and all these guys are pretty peaceful with each other, so they are able to do a lot of ground very quickly, especially over here, as we see a sweeping motion being made by these countries to discover this little chunk over here, which they do. And along with this, we see that the cyan team, oh my gosh, that is not cyan, that is more like a aqua country, but they will do a lot of naval exploration, as they would like probably to expand this way, or just they want to be strong. But anyways, down here we see that the yellow team is going to explore this little lake right here as well, and they're going to continue going into the Trissos continent thing. Frick. But yeah, it's a continent. But they will eventually make it over here and actually discover the orange team for the very first time. Like, they have never heard of the orange team. Like, they've heard of they've heard of like most of these countries. Like, here, I'll mark them on the map really quick. They've heard of all these countries, but they have not heard of these southern ones, like these guys, these guys, these guys, and these little microstates over here. But yeah, they finally get contact with the orange team, and immediately relations are not very good, as these guys are warmongers and these guys are pretty peaceful. But let's continue with exploration, as not much more is going to be done. But now that is our updated exploration of this continent, and now we are going to be seeing some expansion. And said expansion looks something like this, as the main explorers have gained a ton of land, specifically the yellow team, and now they are greatly rivaling these guys up here, and we'll see what that leads to. But along with this, the yellow team is going to have a switch in ideology, as originally these guys were a constitutional monarchy, but now they are going to be switching to something probably not as good as that. As after this recent expansion, we see the yellow team turning militaristic, as they are one of the few countries in the world that are actually militaristic. And very soon after this, we see a very steady decline in popularity toward them, especially in these countries right here. Like, they don't really like this idea, and so much so that these guys are going to try to break away from their grip, as the yellow team over here will essentially become its own country, and it will try to break away from the normal yellow team. However, the yellow team is not having this, as we see yellow team troops start pouring into this little, or what used to be its puppet state, but now it is really bad, as they capture one major city back from them again, and troops start to pile into this country. And yeah, it's getting pretty bad down here. And additionally, they start to lose a lot of land over here and a ton of troops, as these guys are taking very heavy casualties, whilst the yellow team is taking almost zero, so they're doing really good. But they eventually capture this island, and from there, the revolution is going to be completely destroyed, as they just did not have enough resources. And to punish them, yeah, they're getting fully annexed, as the yellow team is now on the expansive front, and their hopes are possibly to annex all these guys. So as soon as this happens, we see that the yellow team will be kicked out of the Rectangle Alliance, and very soon after, well, not very soon after, they're not going to join the Pentagon Alliance, but these guys are very scared of a war, because now they have the number one country against them and their huge alliance, and also a top 11 country, they're number 11, also against them. So yeah, that's kind of scary. But now heading over to the yellow team over here, they've been pretty neutral for quite a long time. However, after the blue team reaching their power of strength, they are going to start to go on the offensive route and try to regain that back. And this will be seen over here to the purple team and the orange country, as we see yellow team troops moving into both countries, and these guys are extremely weak. They have been weak for a very long time, and yeah, they're completely destroyed. Like, these guys stand no chance. They never stood a chance, and from here it is just complete annihilation. And I bet you won't guess what this peace treaty is gonna look like. Yep, you got it. It's full annexation. And well, yeah, that's pretty cool. But now they're actually going to go over to the gold team and make an offer for a land purchase. And this is the land that the yellow team desires. And well, all that they ask for the gold team is to purchase this land for a hefty sum of $50 million. Like 50, like their money, it's definitely not 50 million. But like, if this was a US currency, this piece of land would be $50 million. And the gold team, seeing that this letter show up on their doorstep, is going to be like, holy crap, they just want half of a major city and all this land for $50 million. Heck yeah, we're taking that. And just like that, the yellow team is very big now. And what are they going to do right after this? Well, you guessed it. They're going to invade a couple of more countries, specifically these two right here. And what do you know? Full annexation once again, as the yellow team will fully annex both of these countries again, and now they're absolutely enormous. Like they are freaking huge. But after this, they are going to well, they're gonna actually make a deal with the red team, their long rival. And basically, they're just gonna buy this land, and the red team has no say in this. It's just a do or die scenario, and the red team is they're looking very small. They're not really happy about this either because they still have to share a capital with the yellow team as well after that huge war. But now, yeah, this is what we have ourselves looking at. And after this, they're going to go after one more country before their expansion is done for this episode. Oh, you poor soul. As we see yellow team troops invading into the blue team right here, instantly capturing a major city and moving down very quickly as thousands, maybe even millions of troops start to flow into this country as they start to blitz right through. And yeah, these guys, they stand no chance as they will now start spreading out to major cities and capturing them. Which basically leads to the complete collapse of this blue country, with a couple others third partying, like the red team up here, as they will get in on this and try to take some land for themselves, and the gray team, who is very weakened from the last war, but they will take a lot of land, and additionally, the blue team is going to surrender, and now we can take a look at this peace treaty. As in this peace treaty, we see the gray and red teams getting a little bit of land, and then the rest of this northern part going over to the yellow team. And now we can see that they are enormous. They are freaking huge. And, well, they are probably now rivaling the blue team. And, well, actually, going over to this area, we are going to be seeing the independence for the first time in probably 300 years. Like, I don't think I've ever mentioned this, or yeah, I have. But it has been probably, or these humans lived to be hundreds of years old, probably like the shortest living humans 400, longest living ever was 500, so half of a millennia. But ever since the start of the series, it has probably been like 4,000 years. So, well, ever since, it's probably been like 300 years, maybe 350 since the last war, but now we are going to be seeing this area getting independence. Now the buffer state is going to get independence, however, they are not recognized by anybody, so they're not getting a capital. But for a probably the second to last event in this episode, we are going back over here to discuss another conflict. And this conflict is actually the red team just invading these guys, and what do you know, complete annexation. But also, we see that the red team will invade into these guys over here. However, they are not stopping, as they then go after this little blue country and absolutely demolish it. But then, the red team is going to do something that literally has not happened in human history. I mean, it has, but like, it hasn't happened in a very long time. But that is invading into the cyan team as they instantly take over and split the country into two. And from here, they have a huge offensive going in the north, as this is just absolute chaos for these guys. They literally could not catch a break. They were demolished in the first Alteronium War, and now the red team wants their land back. So unfortunately for them, they're getting invaded. But we see a front line looking something like this before the red team starts to encircle a ton of troops, and then even get a not so friendly ally to them to invade these guys, as well as the yellow team will now start to move in and capture land. And this makes the red team really mad. Like, they did not want these guys to get involved, as these guys absolutely hate each other. But that is how it's going to be. And we see that this is what our front line looks like. Additionally, these guys are just going to get gangbanged. As we see Lime Team forces moving in the north, taking over a lot of land and even this little part right here. And also Brown Team forces moving into their brand new claims and even making a couple of naval landings over here. Right before the Blue Country gets involved, as nobody really liked the Cyan Country during that war. They didn't like how they third-partied, so now they're getting a taste of their own medicine. And yeah, this is awesome. They just got absolutely demolished. And now we are going to take a look at a peace treaty. And in this peace treaty, the Cyan team still does survive. However, they are at their weakest point ever in history, just down to a single major city. And along with this, we see that the brown team gets a little sliver of land. The red team gets a ton of land. The yellow team gets the southern part. And even to an extent, this green team gets a little bit right here. And the rest goes over to the little microstates. But now it is finally time for the very last event in this episode. Uh-oh. As we see green team forces moving into the gold team. This is pretty big, as these guys have been around for like 4,000 years. They've been around for quite a while, but they are still very weak. And yeah, this is really bad, as they surrender within a couple of weeks. But however, they also start to seize land from this place over here, and even to an extent annexing this anarchist territory. Like, what is going on over here? Oh, that's what's going on. As we see, the green team forces are now moving into the other green team, as a huge war is now escalating in Alteron once again, as the green team is probably one of the stronger countries over here, and they have been around for a very long time. Like a very long time. They've been here since probably episode 2, I don't know. But we see that they lose their capital city, and the green team's military just is overpowering the darker green team. And from here, we see that these guys are going to start to be crushed. And I mean, yeah, what did you expect? It's a top 10 power invading a top 30. So yeah, not very strong. Whoa, what the heck? As we see pink team forces moving into the other pink team for, I don't know why they're the other pink team, but pink team forces will start moving in and instantly capture the capital city within a couple of weeks, as this attack is, it was never foreseen, and from here a bunch of countries are going to get involved. Like the Orange Country, as they start an invasion up into here, as they want land after they just lost a huge piece over here. And also the Aqua Country, as they have been weak throughout like the whole series, except for like that one episode, that one time, that one place where they were top 9. But they're going to get out with that in the peace treaty. However, the pink team has other plans, as now they are going to start an invasion of the red team. And yeah, this war is getting out of hand very fast, as pink team forces will start to flood into the red team. And unfortunately for them, they should have probably been in the Parallelogram Alliance. As we see pink team forces invading up into these guys, and pretty quickly these guys are just absolutely demolished, and even their capital gets captured, and they just absolutely collapse. From here, we see that the purple team and the gold team will work to split up the rest of this area to make sure that the pink team has no further inquiries on their territory, and also like just up here in general. But now we are going to take a look at this peace treaty. And in this peace treaty, we see something looking a little bit like this, as the pink team and the others will get a ton of land. And also, I will update this ideology layer really quick. But there we go. And basically in this peace treaty, we see that the green team annexes the other green team and expands their puppet state. I don't know why there's another capital, but I think I'll just leave it for now. But then the pink team expands up here and then also gets another puppet state up here as a fascist one, and in which it will actually join their military alliance. But just like that, and now the Pentagon alliance has expanded greatly. But that is going to do it for today's episode. If you guys did like it, please make sure to like and subscribe. All the support is greatly appreciated. The next episode will probably be coming out pretty soon. So I'd expect that. But yeah, we'll be seeing a lot in the next episode. And also, little spoiler alert, we are going to be seeing the build-up starting next episode for World War One. Yeah, that's kind of sudden, but without further ado, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.